Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Today is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, and you are in the Java Cafe this morning for Testimony Tuesday and a shot of Java. We had a guest yesterday, Cindy Diggs, closing out Women's History Month, so I was excited to have her in the building yesterday, and we were not on for all week last week, so it's an opportunity for me to check in and see who is in the room so far. Also want to say good morning to Ari and also Ian. I think it's Ian or Loney over on Instagram. Good morning. Good to see you guys in the room this morning. Taking an old school. I think this is the third edition of the hat. Shout out to brother Stan Jenkins last week that reminded me of going to get, I think it was the very first Java with Jimmy hat. So good to see everybody in the room this morning. Let's go in and say hello. We have some announcements to make, a little bit of commentary and some announcements to make. Nisi Williams, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Michelle D. Smith, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Mama Java, of course, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Pastor Marion, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. I wanted to real quick give you an announcement that is kind of time sensitive. I wanted to let you know that this evening we are speaking with, oh, Jesus. Okay, there we go. There's been a lot of commentary with the unfortunate situation that happened at the Reggie Lewis Center on Saturday with the job fair for young people. And in real time, I was reaching out to Dr. Yablo. His office did not sponsor the event, but as the community safety person, as someone that used to be in the street worker program, the SOAR program, and the Black Men's Office for Black Men's Advancement, this brother is definitely consulted around public safety in big events like that. There's been a lot of commentary from the mayor. There's been press conferences and things. And so we're going to speak with the Office of Community Safety Senior Advisor to the mayor this evening, Java After Dark at 8 p.m. Make sure you plan to join us this evening as we discuss community safety. We're also going to be very intentional about sharing resources. The link, I put up a post yesterday. Dr. Yablo gave me his email and said, you know, make sure that folks that were on their way that got deterred have his email so they can get connected to services. And so Dr. Yablo is going to join us this evening at 8 p.m. To talk community safety in general, give a little bit of clarity about some processes, maybe some commentary. You know I am. But, you know, it's my commentary is not necessarily always the opinion of my guest. So anyway, along with that, let's stay in the space of announcements. Tomorrow morning, as we do every first Wednesday, we will speak with Mayor Wu. And yes, we will speak with her for a few minutes about that incident, see if she has any response. We also want to let you know that that is the mayor's first interview. Today is April 1st. City Council and the mayor are in the process now of identifying what will be the fiscal year 26 city budget. It's going to be her first interview. I believe the council, and we're going to ask her to give us a little, she did a developer 101 earlier, well, technically last month. As a counselor, she's going to be able to give us a little overview of the budget process and also her priorities. And so we're going to speak with the mayor tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., not 10 a.m. This is the mayor. As much as I fuss when she has to move the date and whatnot, shout out to the team over in City Hall on 5 that makes it happen. And I always ask them, well, does she do this with the big legacy media? And they're like, yes, James, she does. So 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, not 10 a.m., our usual time, 9 a.m. Then at 9:30. Now, excuse the flyer. We originally, if you remember, last Thursday had a session scheduled with our partner, ABCD. We were not able to get Biani on the screen. And I was definitely not going to try to give you all tax advice. And so we're going to speak with Biani at 9:30 tomorrow morning. So Dr. Yablo tonight at 8 p.m. Mayor Wu tomorrow at 9 a.m. Biani from ABCD Free Tax Prep. Are you ready? Will be with us tomorrow morning at 9:30. Okay. I got tired for some reason. I think I was just trying to get all that information out without properly breathing. Let's go back into the cafe, see who else has joined us. I'm going to go ahead and Milton, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the room. Make sure you plan to join us this evening at 8 p.m. Dr. Yablo will be here. Also, Nicole, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Mother Davis, Mother Lisa, good to see you in the room this morning. Michelle, thank you for the note and reminder. 9 a.m. tomorrow with the mayor, 9:30 a.m. with ABCD Tax Prep. So, a little bit of commentary in reference to Saturday. Before Java with Jimmy, before we need to know social media as a youth worker, as a youth, as then going into policy with the mayor's office, federal level, advisor to Governor Patrick at the state level. I've always talked about this balance of, things starting at home, family values, appreciation for life, morals, things like that. And we've talked about it in this space a lot more with Java with Jimmy. And shout out to a couple of folks that just jumped in. Real Boston Media in the room. Also, Tashad is in the room as well. Brother Milton says he'll be here this evening at 8 p.m. Real Boston Media, we just wanted to put this back up while you're in the room to let you know that we got community safety is coming in the Java Cafe tonight at 8 p.m. And we're going to talk a little bit about Saturday and some other things. So, a lot of the commentary about Saturday has included public safety, the police, street workers, youth workers, and parents. With them, at what age do you send your child, alone to an event like that? The longevity of this event happening without incident, the commentary from the youth workers that were there, the commentary from the people that couldn't get in. To my point in reference to the parent piece, there's the social media piece too, and we're going to talk a little bit about that with Dr. Yablo this evening. I have to pause and say I would not be my authentic self. That since that incident on Saturday, and while personally, and his family and many close to him that grew up with him, Brother Leroy Bum Peoples, the asset he was to community this weekend was a reminder just how much he is missed. I literally went to 2 and typed L-E. I heard the helicopters. I live in the vicinity of B2. When they leave, when they go down the street headed toward the Reggie, heard them, then found out what happened. Someone actually, a youth worker texted me whose staff was there. And at first it was reported that there was a stabbing. Then we had to update and found out it wasn't a stabbing. My point is, parents have a responsibility to set standards and values in the home, it does start at home. Now, we've also been balanced and understand that due to poverty, especially now with things going on, working 2 and 3 jobs, even if there are 2 parents, side note, shout out to all the single mothers and the single dads, shout out to every construct of family that is attempting to rear and train these children to be positive contributors to our society. It's not a perfect science. You can do all that you want to do. Teenagers normally buck against. We also have to keep in mind that some of this is normal adolescent behavior, and some may take issue with the word. Fighting, beefs, jealousy, boyfriend, girlfriend. Let's say this, not normal. These are dynamics that are part of the adolescent experience. I was blessed to have part of my adolescent experience home. My mother, we've been transparent about it, wasn't perfect. There wasn't a man in the home. The construct of what was included in my adolescent experience were those around me that mentored. And even in 20s and 30s, there's still some people that got to call me every now and then and tell me, not to say certain things. My point is, there is a responsibility of the parents, yes, but we as a village have to remember that a lot of these parents were teen parents. I haven't said this in a while. The morals and values of our grandparents were poured into our parents. Depending on your age, your parents' experience may have only allowed them to absorb about 80% of the morals and values that their parents passed to them. Here we are with 80% of the morals and values of our grandparents. In our lifetime, our generation is attempting to pass on 100, if perfect, 100% of 80, which is already at a 20% deficit. If this generation's 100% is perfect, that's still at a 20% deficit. But our generation, no parent is perfect, on average is probably passing on about 70 to 75% of the 80% path. So you see where I'm going? Then with the influence of social media, then these young people were locked down for 2 years. Their social skills, unaddressed mental health, trauma. So we got the parental support that is needed. We have to have the acknowledgement from the parents that they got some room for improvement. Because you can't be out here aware that your child was involved. Now, I understand. You all right? Did you protect yourself? But if you're out here celebrating, understanding is it was a jump over social media post. I think it was. Anyway, we'll get where ethically and the community safety person is comfortable. We'll get the clarity tonight. Again, closing out this point here. It does start at home. Then after that, there's the village and the community, aunties, uncles, youth workers. There's a whole bunch of commentary about street workers and we got to keep it 100. Those type of events. There is an accustomedness. I'm an old head youth worker, but it was so bad with street workers that even if you didn't contact the city, events like that, it was normal to expect the street workers to automatically be in those spaces. They are not in existence. SOAR is not there anymore. And so a valid question remains in community. In my role as a commissioner, I've been raising this. Where is that stopgap of those young people that used to be serviced by street workers and SOAR. It's a real issue. Formally, just less than 4 hours, I'm officially and formally going to be discussing it. So, and we'll probably get an update from the mayor about it, tomorrow in reference to this. And let me just say this. No administration, no mayor. I remember I used to get Mayor Menino. I used to get it Marty Walsh. I've even got it Mayor Wu a couple of times about there was an incident a couple of years ago where her and her cabinet, something triggered me bad, and everybody caught the passionate emotion that night. That event was on state property. Is it up to the Reggie to assess and say, hey, with the planned partner, the amount of young people you couldn't predict? Well, you can from past events. Anyway, the jurisdiction and stuff will be made plain and clarified tonight with Dr. Yablo, who is more well-versed. But I can tell you that's a state entity. BPD can't just go up in there without, yes, public safety. But anyway, summer's coming. We are titled as the safest city in this country, and we want to keep it that way. But we all have a role. It's not just, and even back when I used to fuss and cuss, I was fussing and cussing because a municipality and state and county was not active about partnership with those from community. And so Chip Greenidge posted a video yesterday from 2000 and I don't remember what, 14, 13, 12, 2012. Cindy Diggs and I were at an event. Curtis Santos, a lot of the old school youth workers. And some of the same sentiment from back then is still here. So it is systemic. And while systems right now are being discombobulated, abolished, and destroyed, and having an impact on our state budget and local politics, there's some responsibility that we have as parents, as community, as elected officials, department head, division, cabinet head, direct service, and yes, those of you that are funded to prevent, intervene, and in the worst case scenarios, respond to these issues. So, oh shoot, there's 35 comments. We're going to go over the comments. It's 10. Oh, it's not that bad. It's 10:21. All right. Let me scroll up a little bit. Most of the good mornings are there. Sharon Cornelius. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. Saw your question yesterday. I did not answer it. There is something coming with gospel that I'm doing soon, and we'll keep you abreast of that. Just know it's in June for Black Music Month around Juneteenth. Excuse me. Michelle D. Smith. She says, truth. We are all products of our environment. We need to be intentional about each one, teach one, to ensure that is current and future generations of youth will become adults who are holistically healthy and productive citizens of society. Absolutely. Good morning, Miss T. Good to see you in the room. Nisi says, I did not tolerate that from my daughter. I threatened her, you represent me when you walk out my door. She knew better to go out and act up in the street. Mothers and this is a reality, and it's not just 6.5 foot tall boys with 5.5 foot single moms. Some of these parents are scared of their daughters too. So, Michelle D. Smith, our youth need also to define their self-esteem and self-identity by their unique character, personality, skills, talents, and by having vision for their life. Rather, avoid defining their self-identity by physical appearance and material things, clothes, etc. That is true. And Michelle, for our generation, that is easier said than done. When these young people are living in a society, when it's for the gram, when you're on Snap, when you got to stand in front of a picture with their bundles for the women and brothers, you know, and out here, that other thing. As adolescents, how we handled that was in person in school for those 8 hours. You might have heard something on the phone, or if you went to the pizza shop or the skating rink, you might have heard something outside of those 8 hours. Unfortunately, these young people right now are in a 24-hour cycle that was intensified, and if you will allow me, densified, the density of which they've had to now keep up with the Joneses of their generation in a swipe 2-second model is a lot. And we see the impact of it in the worst case scenarios. It results in, oh, you said that on social media. Now I see you face to face. It's up on site. It's real. Real Boston Media. People swear we have it bad with what's going on. There's people walking around punching women and slicing people with knives in New York City at the moment. Everywhere in the country is experiencing an uptick in crimes. That is definitely true. And we got to also understand that while and I said this before, we're celebrating being one of the safest cities. Well, there is a global decline. Well, there was a global decline in Part 1 crimes nationally. Baltimore was talking about it. So, but now, post impact of a lot of what's going on with scares around the economy and tariffs. Side note, I have not watched CNN. I need to catch up. I've been seeing stuff on social media. I'm going to watch CNN sometime this week, and maybe Thursday when I'm by myself, we'll do a catch up on what's going on with Orange Man. Further commentary. My mom said, behave in the streets. You never know me. That was words to mine. You know who, wait, hold on. My mother said, behave in the streets. You never know who know me. That was my words. And I mean, that's the thing that now let's be 100. Shout out to folks, Black Dollar, Wedlocked and Loaded, Clinton. I got to get back. I'm handling all my own stuff right now, Brother Clinton, and my get back and follow up is not good at the moment, but you're good. We're going to get you scheduled. Black Dollar, Brother Clint, Wedlocked and Loaded. Erica, was she the first? I think my first work wife is over on Instagram that understands this space. She runs they're about to make me cuss, the freaking girls program. So here's y'all making me get off. We, at this time, to my mother's point, it's different. Back in the day, the village, it was understood. If Sister Boo Boo from down the street saw you out in the street acting up, she could come pull you up by your collar, get you all the way home. Then if you buck back, when you got home, you would get got because you was acting up and she had to get you. And then you got because you was acting up, period. These times are a little bit different. These young people, so you're not giving off a vibe that is here and no further. Yeah. And the parents also, there was a fear in us that if you acted up, you had the anxiety on your way home that a phone call or something was going to be made. Now, unfortunately, there was a video out a few weeks ago of young people fighting the police right up the street on MLK at the I was going to say the old Zares, the mall, and it was being celebrated. Now, balance, even in reference to the incident on Saturday, community policing. You got to also, because there's some commentary about there should have been more of a police presence. Yes and no. While we have to support and keep community policing intact, ran by, led, and really based in community, a lot of youth events don't necessarily want to employ a huge police presence. This is the balance where some identified youth workers and formerly, so got to have balance. And maybe some of the comments, I'm going to go to Instagram for a second, come back to Facebook in a second. Black Dollar, people are dying, no pun, to use the mayor's declaration of being the safest city and using any incident to refute that claim. I saw somebody, an individual, rip off somebody's side view mirror in a video yesterday. Terrible. Road rage. Yeah, no. They were trying to get the person's information. They put the license plate on social media and everything. One of the comments said, and somebody tagged Mayor Wu. Mayor Wu, Charlie Baker, even the man in the White House. There's not really a bunch of policies that you can put in place that's going to stop an individual from ripping off somebody's side view mirror. So to that point, for people who remember the 80s and the 90s, definitely a safer time. They also said collective effort of resources, intentionality, and allocation of funds, not perfect, but much better. And that's a hard period. Okay. Ping, period. Back over to Facebook. A couple of folks I haven't. DJ Newt is in the building. Has a new date for the fair been worked out? Peace, Java fam. So we'll find out this evening. I know a lot of it is going to virtual. I know a lot of folks have said reschedule. There was 1 to 2 hours left of this event, which was so very disappointing. And so I'm not sure. We'll find out tonight if there's going to be another event. Again, this was planned by Sister Trend. I say Sister Trend, but the Office of Economic EDIC, Economic Development, and EDIC, Institutional Office of Economic Development, Institutional Corporate. Anyway, the youth jobs, not. Anyway, some things have changed. It's not all BCYF summer jobs anymore. So we'll get some clarity about that tonight. Dr. Yablo does not represent that office, but he's in the administration and knows. And just a reminder about that, tonight at 8 p.m., the senior advisor for the mayor's office of community safety will be with us. Dr. Yablo will be with us. And no one can give an answer like the boss herself, Mayor Michelle Wu, tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And we are in tax season. Tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m., we will talk with Biani Suncare, who is the ABCD tax advisor. So just wanted to put that plug out there real quick. Where's Waldo? Good to see you in the room, brother. Shout out to the folks over on Instagram this morning. Good to see y'all. All right. Some more commentary on Facebook, and we're going to get Sharon Cornelius, I feared my mother even when I walked the hallways at school. You two, Newt, and I guess it's one of the male folks over at the Real Boston Media. Well, presumably. Anyway, y'all going to be tuned in at 9:30 tomorrow morning for the tax. Listen, I don't care how you come in the Java Cafe and what your motive is. As long as you walk away, oh God, my mother just jumped on over on Instagram. Hi, Ma. People are mentally unhinged and we lack the mental health resources, so we can't even begin to do the necessary work. And it's not. So Liza, to your point, yes. And I am back at the village. We got to really take away from Kwanzaa. We got to take those principles and apply them all year long. Real Boss, but let me go to Milagro's comment first. So went downtown last week and two young girls started hitting each other At first started as playing around, but it got more serious after they didn't care and they almost hit someone else. And I mean, again, adolescent behavior. That's what we used to call horse playing. Somebody got, and we've all done it. You've been play fighting with someone and you get hit the wrong way, and all of a sudden that next hit is real. They realize it, and now y'all beefing. Normal adolescent behavior. And so we got to, as a society, as the community, as aunties, uncles, youth workers, mentors, pastors, youth leaders, we got to give some grace, but we also cannot just allow them to run out here buck wild like they were and sometimes are over at South Bay. So, think that's pretty much. I did not mean to put that up there yet. Mother Lisa said, Mother wasn't that intense, but my aunt handled everything. We have an auntie in our family on the Winston side. Everybody knows if Auntie Kisa comes for you, I don't care what your parents said. I don't care what Ma said. With Auntie Kisa, and even some of there's times right now where I've called Kisa for my siblings. So there is always that aunt that you just don't mess with. Pam is in the building. Pam, thank you for everything that you do in education to ensure that where there, my mother and Sharon are over on Instagram. Brother Obi is in the building. Good to see you in the room. All right. Real Boston Media has moved on away from the tax lady. That's one of those things that we kind of look at as normal or ignore as youngins. And then as adults, because those frontal lobes develop, we look at with more motherly uncle. The only reason why I'm laughing because I know who's now on the account at the Real Boston Media. And I've in the past referred to them as their Uncle Ways. But they make a valid point. That's why I said to some extent, we have to give grace to these young people without allowing them to just run buck wild and be disrespectful, cause harm. Some of these young people, and let me say this, that incident to which I referred at the old Zayres Mall or Popeyes or where, over there down the street, MLK Boulevard. In the worst case scenario, right, wrong, or indifferent, if an officer's engagement, we've seen videos, we know some of us have experienced inappropriate behavior of law enforcement. Facts. We got to encourage our young people, as long as there is not physical harm, to get a badge number, get away. And unfortunately, we got to train them that they got to assess to what level they're going to attempt to get the badge number, because if they're too assertive with that, that can escalate. Even in those worst case scenarios, we cannot allow them. We must address when their peers, and some of their goddamn parents are online celebrating such behavior of fighting the police. Because in the worst case scenario, we don't want to be caused to be out there marching and protesting and defund again, because some of that behavior got propagated by celebration. And I know I've been hella balanced in naming the fact that even when these, and there is validity, history, experience, that some of these officers are antagonistic as. So, but we need them to come home. Brother Darnell Singleton said some things to me a couple of years ago that I literally pulled my phone away and looked at him. He said, I'm for more police. What? From community, though. And what he said was, from budget cuts to and side note, those budget reports of public information of those people that have made the most money off in the city of Boston in the police budget is crazy. For various reasons, there aren't enough police. A lot of reasons. And we got to encourage our young people that want to be policed, because there's nothing that will ensure that community policing stays community driven more than having people to aspire to go in that system and be from community and change it. I would encourage you to stop discouraging your young people that want to go in law enforcement. Got to get in and change the system. And unfortunately, we are in the middle of a generational paradigm shift. And a lot of the old school, y'all got me in a whole different place today. A lot of these old school people, particularly from Boston, don't like it. So the more we populate and overtake and infiltrate that system, I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop discouraging little Pookie and Shaniqua that wants the police costume for Halloween. They go in and come to become. What if Michael Cox was discouraged? So, let me pull myself in via the comments. Selena, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Absolutely. But now on the other side of this, parents, are you setting boundaries for your young people? When they hit at 3 and 4 years old and they cuss, oh, that's cute. Address it and go in the room and laugh. Because what you're doing is you're setting precedents for them to be as ignorant. Jesus, Lord. Let me break this up a little bit. While I got y'all's attention, tonight at 8:00, we're going to continue certain aspects of this conversation with Dr. Isaac Yablo, Senior Advisor for Community Safety in the City of Boston, the Mayor's Office. He will be with us. We'll discuss a little bit of the Reggie. Tomorrow morning, no one can give an account about a lot of things that we're discussing, unlike the mayor herself. And then at 9:30, for some of the commentary that you all are seeing on social media from some of the audience, we will be discussing taxes with Biani Sun Care. So, you done stuttered 3 times because what's happening is y'all are seeing the stuttering because my brain is moving quicker with what I want to say. And I think the part of my brain that is moving, I got to kind of, hold on to. And on this Testimony Tuesday, let me just testify for my damn self. I'm proud of me because y'all getting a little bit of unfilteredness today. The restraint that I've had to hold. So the stuttering is me balancing. I'm going to say, be authentic and say what needs to be said, but how it's said, and we'll take it to the Bible. All things are lawful, but not expedient. I probably got a right to say it, but it may not need to be said right now and in the tone and with the energy of which I'm feeling. I ain't been in this space in a minute. So one thing, I'm glad I'm getting it out now before it comes out tonight and tomorrow. I'm tired. We're going to take a quick break. Come back and close out. Remind y'all about tonight and tomorrow. And we'll be back with you in just a few moments. I appreciate y'all. I had to laugh. Oh Jesus. Java brain computing. Job mutation. That's gonna make me stutter in itself. Liza, tell me in the comments if I'm pronouncing it right. She said this is a safe space. Thank you. Just while we're talking about this, shout out to Daniel Laurent that just popped on our Instagram. Ari from Yard Time is over on Instagram. I want to shout out brother Joey Bennett, who came to Salem State with me last week, and Joey talked a lot about this, so much so that the former police officer, I need to find the let me find the freaking, let me put this in here, and because this former police officer affirmed stuff that Joey's been saying, Milton's been saying.
Happy Java.
Click the wrong thing in there. Hold on. That they've been saying for a while. Hold on. Where's this thing at? All right, let me close this. So shout out to Joey for coming, because that he said so much that former police officer touched him and made him go in and say some things about there is never a right way to do the wrong thing. So speaking of Mario, look who's freaking here. To what they've been saying. It is these are examples of what the village level can do. Ooh, y'all done got me way out there. So watch when me and Newt go up there and talk about the real stuff. Lord Jesus. We talk about real stuff right now, wherever y'all going. Java after for Patreon. Yeah, we got some stuff coming, y'all. Listen. Oh God. Even y'all got Mother Sharon in here talking about I like the unplugged James W. Hills. My point. I hope this video does what it's supposed to. Yes, it did. Let me make my point for you to what Joey Bennett said at Salem State University in a class. Yo, when I tell y'all that these young people are growing up in a generation where they saw George Floyd, where they're seeing Aubrey, where they're seeing all this inequity in law enforcement. And so when Joey was sitting there talking about his experience as a Bennett and everything that was portrayed in The Murder in Boston on HBO, listen, here we go. Hear what this officer had to say. Man, better not trick me. All right, there it is.
That's what the whole course is. If you're going to get into this profession as a police officer, you got to remember one thing. There's no right way to do the wrong thing. Yeah? There's things in this world that are always right, no matter what anybody here says. There's things that are always wrong, but what anybody says. And that's the way I try to encourage these young students to do it that way. Be willing to give your best before you expect it of others.
I'll second that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
So I got on this. Shout out to Joey Bennett, because also Yard Time Entertainment on April 21st, brother Mario's in here. Him and his crew went out the other day to practice. This brother is starting a bowling league just for men. I went there a few weeks ago, celebrating brother Joey's birthday, but the fellowship, the conversation, and all of this is in a space of real change in a mental health space. And so Ari seeing you on made me think about that. Thank you for all that you and brother Joey Bennett does with Yard Time Entertainment, brother Milton, with what he's doing with his authoring and with Mario. And then Mario, what you're doing and getting these young people into programs. You got Resilient Coders, went and spoke to them. You got brother Ross that went and spoke to them from Bioversity. These are examples of what the community can do. Maybe we should hear from these brothers around what parents, how parents can be supported. And yes, I'll go ahead and say do better. Because some of these brothers can also to attest to the fact that some of these parents celebrate and propagate some of this crap. All right. Diane Vivian, good to see you in the room. Saw you had a wonderful event. I was sharing it and liking it. And I seen a sister that called you out and encouraged you and with such energy. Good to see you in the room, sis. All right, I'm tired and I got to go have a budget meeting later. So we're going to get ready to go. To the Junto. Milton, did I? So y'all, there's times in this Java Cafe where I see certain names and whatnot, and I kind of forget that we're live. Brother Milton, can I get my credit? To the Junto. To the Junto. If he says no, I'm just gonna hey! Oh! Yo! If you all don't understand what just happened right here, you need to go and find on Java with Jimmy, on Vimeo, on YouTube, and find the two videos where I interview these two brothers. This is a movement that means coming together. And not only, the fact that I see Mario and Milton up here saying that I got it right, it means a lot. So anyway, I get the credit of my CV card back a little bit. But again, they are examples to what they're doing. Sister Ayana Bean, Diane Vivian, these are the villagers that even when some of the young people fall through the mesh, whether by life circumstance or whether some of them are diving through it just for street cred, just to keep up with the social media. So, but it doesn't negate the fact, the impact of folks like Ayana, like Milton, like Diane, like Mario, like others that are in this space. Michelle D. Smith with her work at Roxbury Youth Works, with Mother Lisa supporting Pops and his coaching with young people. Just all of them, other people that are just having an impact. That's what it's all about, impact. I'm about to go take a nap because y'all done wore me out today. And it is 10:51. Union Capital members, y'all get an hour today. And no, we're not staying on for 10 more minutes. All right, let me go back to Instagram real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. What'd she say? Java didn't have enough Java. Shake my head. Believe it or not, I had my cup earlier. And if y'all could see it, the second cup is here, but it literally, maybe I can. Hold on. Y'all can't. But see, look, I don't want to. Now, if I spill it on this laptop, y'all getting cussed out. I'm going to buy me a new camera. Only had 2 or 3 sips, so it ain't the Java, but it is the Java. Kind of like that. All right. Obi. Did I acknowledge Obi in the building? Good to see brother Obi in the building, my forever photographer. I know there are others, and I'm going to get in trouble. Walk and whatnot, but okay. Milagro, let me tell you something. I've got hip. Alexa gets turned down now at 9:59. I can say Alexa right now and anything. Alexa ain't going to say, Alexa, play music. The little blue light went on and y'all can't hear nothing. So. Thank you, Ari. I did it. And then Daniel's talking about 11:15. Oh, no. Y'all ain't slick. Obi is here. Okay. Cousin Mike is in the building. Good to see you. Greetings, manners, and respect. As much as she be acting up on social media. Oh, don't forget April 26th, Sister Dina. I got to get together. We need to remind you, Michael, when I saw you be acting up on social media sometimes too. And then so does Sister Dina. So it made me think about her. Here's the correlation of how I got to Dina. Remember that autism awareness, Sister Dina is partnering with BCYF to do the adaptive aquatics for school age children who are on the spectrum of autism. So we'll put that link out. All right. That's it. Don't forget, come back, a little more energy tonight at 8 p.m. Dr. Diablo. Most importantly, he'll make sure that we have information about resources for those that were deterred or had to leave or ran away from the event. Also, tomorrow morning, we'll speak with Mayor Michelle Wu, as we do every month. It's been, so shout out to the mayor because she doesn't have to. She's been doing this for 3 years. And let me just reiterate and say again, post her winning, I noticed in early 22, the mayor was popping up on legacy mainstream media on a regular basis. And I was like, can we get the mayor to come into this community-driven space on a monthly committed basis? For 3 years, the mayor, her team, I'm going to name them and they're going to get mad. But Phyllis, Michael, Jessica, Ricardo sometimes in there, Phil, I think those 4 make it happen. And as I said, I think earlier or whatever, even when the dental perfumer, brother, we need to talk because this is a guy that does custom cologne. And for a couple of summers, y'all kept asking me what smell. He's over on Instagram right now. Brother, please DM me your info because I can't find your card. And God knows I wouldn't remember the dental. So he is a dentist, black man, but also curates and comes into spaces for brothers and sisters to create their own customized scents. And I ran out last summer. So I need that. I forgot I named. Anyway, see how I get distracted? Getting back to my point, where was I? Shout out to the mayor's staff and the mayor for 3 years of coming into this community-driven space. I stand firm on the fact. Outside of like Latoya Edwards, Kawani, Brother Yawu, Sister Courtney, not a lot of people can have a conversation with these elected officials the way that we do. From our life experience. Also, you got a brother. Alexa, pause music. Y'all can't hear it, but I was like, where is the music coming from? Even on 0, Alexa is still trying to invade. My point is, thank you to the mayor, to the mayor's staff. She'll be back with us tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then right after that, especially for Brother Newt and the Real Boston Media, whoever's running the account today, I think I have an idea. We'll discuss taxes at 9:30. The mayor's office of economic development, not Shagun's office, the inclusion, but like, I think again, EDIC, the earned income tax credit, there's a whole coalition here in Boston that supports those that need support with tax preparation. There's a lot that I think at the end of this year or at the end of the federal fiscal year, which is September 30th, I think the tax code changes. And so, and with all these darn executive orders, we need to make sure that our community has all the information. And ABCD has multiple locations in this city, and we'll learn more about that tomorrow morning at 9:30 after the mayor at 9 a.m. And just within about 12 to 14 hours, Dr. Diablo, or before that, will come in. Jesse, that's one name I see on social media, and I remember his government. Good to see. Well, hope you don't mind me saying your government. Good to see you in the room, brother. All right. 10. You know what? I'm going to give Union Capital 4 more minutes so y'all can get 90 minutes today. I'm tired. This is why. Just stay tuned, y'all. We got a whole new thing getting ready to drop. My self-care. This is one of the reasons why it's expensive. It includes raw fish and oysters, beaches, sand, and balconies. I like that. All right, since I'm staying on, y'all have to participate. Give me one reason that your self-care is expensive in the comments. If I don't see it, I'm getting off. It's 10:58 and y'all lose y'all 90 minutes. Give me some reasoning. Uh-oh. Pam says she's doing. Pam, it was good to see you. You was out. Pam, you was at you did a meet the other night. You had like 3 or 4 events in one night. What balconies? 1646 and 1648. Right there on South Beach. It's to the point now when they say, "Oh, Mr. Hills, we see your portfolio." Which room? Jesus, I can't wait till July 4th. All right, come on, y'all. Why is your self-care expensive? Y'all literally got 30 seconds or I'm getting off of here. And y'all don't get y'all 90 minutes. 5, 4. A lack of health equity in Massachusetts makes my self-care. Jesse. So I said, why is your self-care expensive? He said, a lack of health equity in Massachusetts makes my self-care so expensive, it's dangerous. Okay. Bruh. Sister Debbie got in. It's 10. We all made it. It's 10:59 still. Yo, Jesse, that bro. I wasn't expecting that. All right. Sister Debbie said it's seafood. God knows. The raw fish sometimes is a little less expensive. Pam said floating at Cloud 9 on the Newt's been trying to get me to go to the floating place. Sharon said, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. We need to, I'm in trouble. Kevin just jumped on Instagram and I'm going to get it. But he knows what to do. Done Right Construction. Thank God he said, what's up, bro? If y'all need some stuff done around, if you're over on Instagram, go look up Done Right, DUNRITE Construction. My best friend from senior 12th grade in high school, who y'all don't necessarily know. And he's going to be coming into the cafe soon because he got some stuff going on. All right, where am I? Self-care. It's 11:01. I don't care where I am. I'm getting ready to get off of here. UC members, you get your 90 minutes for being in today. Newt Johnson said, expensive self-care, trips and dips. If the real, never mind. I'm going to leave that alone. Just make sure you, make sure you dip safely. Mine isn't expensive. I just need the weather to cooperate so I can go be near the water. Listen, I know. Sharon, I need to come get, we need to talk about one of them forms. I don't know why I never thought about buying these laptops. Anyway, Nisi says she loves water. All right, we're off of here. It's 11:01. Thank you all. Nisi said margaritas. Mike, listen. We'll see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. with Dr. Yablo, the mayor tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And then Biani from ABCD Tax Prep tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. We have fun, we talk, we give commentary, but unequivocally, we are Austin's #1 community-driven platform, sharing information and resources to the most marginalized communities as much as we can. It's a part of this community that don't even have the internet. So we got to figure that out. But information and resources, getting that out to community is our #1 goal. Creating conversations that celebrate Black joy, another goal. And Black businesses, another goal. So thank you all for helping me meet these goals. I appreciate it. Jesse said, I can pay what you can, yoga instructions. Man, that's one area that I really this year want to accomplish is learning yoga, the physicality of it, as well as just what it does to center you, just keep on, bro. You got a story and testimony too that we're when you're ready to come talk about it. So, all right, I'm definitely off of here before DL's thing of 11:15 happens. Everybody have a great, wonderful day. And we will see you, Milagro. Thank you. We will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. with Dr. Yablo as we talk community safety. Have a great day, everybody. And what am I looking for? The closing video. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.